What's up, people? It's that time of the week. That time of the week where we do What the Fuck Tuesday. The relationship advice stream. If you're new here, we do this show every Tuesday. We're also going to be doing one this Friday evening on Christmas Eve, just to give y'all something to do that's single and don't want to be hanging around looking at your family and hearing a whole bunch of kids screaming. That's the category I'm in. And so we'll do the relationship advice $8 question. So if you have a question, you can come and get it answered live right on the spot with an $8 donation. And then we will also have some questions. I think we got about 15 or 16 questions, not a lot, because I figure most of the time will be taken up by the people who are, asking their questions. So remember that. Just go on the wall. That's on Friday night. Set yourself a reminder so you don't forget. The same time, 6 o'clock. Okay. Now let me see. Dang, Christian is kind of harsh. Christian's kind of harsh. But go ahead and vote on that little poll. It's a funny poll, but it has a purpose. And I just, this kind of stuff happens a lot. You're like, yeah, girl, I'm going to take you out. We're going to do this. I'm going to take you to dinner. Let's go here, let's go there. But he don't bust the grape. And so, I just kind of want to get an idea of where you guys stand on that particular type of behavior. You like the polls, DP? Well, that's good. I have a whole bunch of them to. Okay, Cherie is just on the evil tip here. Leave me alone. I'm just messing with you, girl. Don't bite me. All right, first let's start off before we get into the questions. I got a letter. I don't know if you guys remember the young lady that I gave. I just got in her butt last week about the driving lesson situation where she was putting this responsibility for her not having a driving permit on her mother. For she was feeling like her mother should have told her. And a lot of you felt the same way. And I was disappointed in that because I feel like, um, she's in her 20s. At what point does she stop hanging on and looking at her mother? And those of you who have adult children that caretake like they're toddlers, you are at risk for having this kind of behavior towards your kids. There's a whole video on there, I think 2 or 3 actually, but I remember one of them is like, coddling adult children into uselessness. And if you have that kind of idea that you need to always monitor your adult children, you need to take a look at that and realize how you're crippling your children, making them dependent on you so you feel needed. I mean, I guess that makes you feel good, but it just don't do shit to help your kids. It does not make them stand up and be men or adult women. It keeps them in a childlike state of dependence. And that is not fair to them or to you when you get older and can't handle that load anymore. So I wanted to share with you what she wrote back, okay? Because usually I don't hear from people, so it's very rare. But I'm going to try, if I hear from people in the future, I will start sharing their notes with you if they, say it's okay. So she writes, she says, hello, Deb. I wrote to you before about my mother and my license fiasco when I didn't know I needed my permit first for driver's class. Just writing to say thank you very much for your very constructive criticism and all of your advice. I really appreciate it, and it was very helpful for me to develop a new mindset. I am feeling much better now than when I wrote the initial letter. Thank you very much for your input. So you see, I mean, I'm trying to, and I'm glad I wrote her back and I told her I'm glad she took it in the spirit in which it was meant, because what I was trying to do was to show her that she is responsible for her own empowerment as a young woman. She's the only one who can do that for herself. She has to take the reins of her life. And so, I was upset with her, because of the blame shifting thing. I don't think that's healthy for her or her relationship with her mother, but it's definitely something I don't want her to get in the pattern of doing throughout her life. It's going to cripple her if she never feels responsible and accountable for the decisions that she makes or the steps that she should take that she does not. So my comments to her were to get her to look at her behavior as an adult and make the appropriate changes. And look, she got it. She got it. She an Oakland girl. She got good sense. She know what's up. So I just had to, I was a little hard on her because, like I said, I did not like that attitude of, trying to be pouting and stuff because her mommy didn't tell her. And luckily, like I said, she got it, and I think she did better than a lot of y'all did, because I saw some people even today still making excuses and trying to blame shift to the mother, and that's just inappropriate. So if you're that kind of parent, you got a lot to learn. But yeah, glass eyes, when she that sounds like great. So she's already on her way, because for her to take a step and write that note, that shows a lot of growth and maturity right there. So I told her, I said, you got this. She's very smart. She picked up on what was going on. She didn't get in her feelings and get all silly. She's gonna do what I asked her to do, which is take charge of her life. I'm very proud of her, and I think that she'll do great. Okay. So now let's move on to the column. We got our usual 25 questions. And let's go to question number 1. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Toronto, Canada. Oh, I wanted to say too, somebody had made a recommendation to add a field to the advice column for astrological signs. And I had already added a row for you where you could say what kind of, the age of the person that you're dating and whether the person's male or female, because, these days you have to ask. So I already had added that, but then I went back into the form and I added it. So some of the letters that came in just recently will have that in it. So I just wanted to let you guys know where that came from. Okay, so she's from Toronto and she says, Deb, I think I need to be slapped. Oh, but please tell me your thoughts. I'm in my first year of grad school. Being that my program is so small, classes are very interactive. One classmate and I were talking, and I thought he was pretty cute despite being slightly shorter than me. This classmate and a few others went out for a drink, and he said that his mother still uses his birth name for him. I asked him what that meant, and he said his female name. I knew something wasn't, quote, right, like he was giving skinny skater, but it made sense now. Okay, I don't know what that means. He then said that his mother accepted him being trans, but then he decided to be a they them, which apparently he is now. Deb, I know this happens surprisingly frequently these days, but what I still feel I like him, but not as a her. This situation has me completely baffled and confused about myself. Never in my life have I liked a woman, but does this mean I'm gay? I still perceive this person as a dude, but definitely can't see myself with a woman. If I still like him or them, does that make me gay? I need to leave this university with these confused people because it looks like I am too. Okay, let's start at the top. You liked and were attracted to what presented itself to be a male. You are a heterosexual young lady. You like men. Okay, now this person was pretending to be a man, right? Because they are they, them, he, shim, whatever. So now the person, at least you know what I really appreciate about I don't know what to call her, him. What I appreciate about this individual is that the honesty and the openness, not trying to lead you on, not trying to pretend, not trying to like coerce you or game on you or nothing. Oh, I wish more people that were going on this journey would be that way, because it puts people who are they're going by the presentation and attracted to the presentation, but that's not really who you are underneath all them clothes. I mean, you like to say that and you like to think that, but that person who's attracted to males wants what males have. You don't have that equipment. The same in reverse. So, it's a kind of an interesting thing. Now, what you can do, because are attracted to this person, you said you thought this person was cute. Everybody that you think is cute, you're gonna be in a relationship with them. You're gonna date them. I walk him down the street and everybody I see is cute. Oh, he's cute. These dudes, some of them are 20, 25 years younger than me. Some of them might even be a few years older than me. Some older guys really take care of themselves well. They have nice skin, nice hair, nice beard. They posture's great. You can tell they probably was in the military or so, no martial arts or something. Those people that do martial, they have a certain walk and stuff. And they're very, very good posture, muscle toned. lean. And so, I mean, I walk up and down the street looking up, peeping over my sunglasses at men and saying, ooh, wee, and all kinds of stuff. I'm terrible, especially in the summertime when they be having shorts and biker shorts and stuff on. Whew, it's just an awful thing. But does that mean you have to be in a relationship with them? So you're putting too much on somebody that you just met one time and went out for drinks with in a group of people. Okay, just relax, calm down. You're under no obligation to be with this individual. They haven't even asked you on a date, nothing. Okay, so you like putting all kind of carts in front of horses. So what you do is, you say, if it comes up, you say, well, thanks for telling me. I'm really into men. I think you're cute and everything, but I thought you were cute as a guy. But then, but you're a girl. And so, I don't really want to do like girl things with another girl. That's not my cup of tea. And then you just leave it at that. You say, well, we could be friends, I guess, maybe talk in class or something, do homework together, whatever, in the library, have coffee or something. But there will be no dating here. Okay? That's all you have to do. It's no big deal. Exactly. That's the part that gets me, Mary Elizabeth, because these dudes be doing that same thing. They throw on a wig and a dress and they walk around talking about I'm trans. Okay, but then you go home and you take that off and you put your suit on and you go to work and now you're a man again. What are you doing? That's why I don't really, I think most of it they just playing it. It excites them in certain ways to pretend to be a woman. And so I think it's more that than anything else in most of the instances. Okay, let's move on. Question number 2. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group from Watford. Oh, these names in the UK. Watford, Hertfordshire. You know what, Cherie? I don't give a damn. I've been called that at least 2,000 times and worse. And I don't care. It doesn't do anything. See, this is the thing about me. You calling me names is not bringing me any money. It's not doing anything for me. Positive, negative, nothing. It helps you feel better, but it doesn't do anything for or to me. So you just call me whatever you want to. It's going to make you feel better, relieve your stress, and make you sleep better at night. You go right ahead. I don't worry about stuff like that. Didn't you read about my dream, me walking around naked in front of everybody, completely unbothered? That the analysis, if you guys didn't read that, it's on the community wall. I posted about a dream I had and was asking for people's analysis. And I was surprised you guys was on it. I mean, it was like they was taking a look into my soul or something. It was really kind of scary. But this is the person that I am, Cherie, does not give a fuck about that kind of stuff. I don't care about that. I've been online since the early 90s and I have been called everything except a child of God by every kind of man, woman, just combination thereof. I just don't worry about stuff like that. And I'm still here, and still doing my same shit and still talking the same shit. I don't worry about that, you know. But yeah, that dream was really just, it's called Hertfordshire. Okay, thank you, Cherry. Cherry's like, she over here slaughtering this town. Let me correct her. Thank you, Master Reflections. Oh, and I saw the notice on my phone for your. She gave me a $10 donation on Cash App set for being awesome. I'm like, go ahead. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's move on to this. Okay, so he's 22 to 27 from Hertfordshire, as Cherry says, in the UK. I'm a single 20-year-old guy who's 176 centimeters tall, 71 kilograms in weight. That's about 5'9" and 155 pounds to an American. Thank you for that translation. And introverted. I have a full head of hair. My face is clean shaven. I also have no physical abnormalities. Okay, but you skinny as hell, my brother. 155 pounds and 5'9"? I am a young man but have a decent full-time job in my own two-bedroom apartment. I know that still being single is 100% my fault because I know a bunch of guys just like me who have no dating problems. My only problem, thank you, babiness. My only problem is that I am shy. Considering all I've said, I am asking the ladies of your squad, what changes could I make in my daily life to both be more attractive to women and make more friends of either gender? How, when, and where did you think I could meet a woman who would like a guy like me? Oh my God, dude, that's a tall order for somebody who does not live in the UK. I don't know where you could like go. I don't know about the clubs there. I don't know about the, social life there. I mean, I don't know. It's pronounced shy. Okay. Ooh, y'all gonna have to teach me the lingo. Okay, they're putting all kinds of ideas in here, but I'm telling you from my perspective as a former fitness trainer, you're too skinny. Now, I know there's a lot of women that like little dudes because, they like that kind of androgynous kind of thing. But I'm telling you, if you want to increase your chances of getting the eye of women, women like men that look manly. And looking manly is, having some muscular definition. I'm not saying you have to be all bulked up like the rock and all. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that, you when you take off your shirt, you shouldn't look like you could be, a 13-year-old kid. You should have some cuts, some muscular definition in your chest, in your arms, and in your back. And it doesn't hurt to have it in your legs too. So when the summertime comes around, you put your shorts on and you start walking and jogging or something, and you put your shirt off and stuff, got your shirt tied around your hips and stuff, or in your hand flinging as you run. All the women will be looking at you. Everybody, as they say, will be looking at you as you run by. And next thing you know, you probably have some girl running beside you and be like, "Oh, hi, what your name is?" Yes, okay, they're putting all kinds of ideas in the chat over here, bars, networking events, club. Even after you join the gym, there will be young ladies in the gym, you know. But I think, yeah, so they're saying putting some weight on and then going clubbing in the summertime. Also, facial hair will help you look a little more mature, because the bare face makes you look, very babyish in the face. And the key thing is to have confidence, and that's very true. Because even guys who are like kind of obese, a little heavy with the belly, not that cute in the mug, if they project a lot of confidence and they have like a lot of personality, they can still pull women. It's just, you have to give the woman something. You got to give her something to keep her interested and get her to want to hang around you enough to find out how wonderful you are. So you got to give her something, dude. So you think about it, read what they have here, and then work on those points. Let's move on to question number 3. This is a young lady in 18 to 21 age group out of Oakland, California. Dad, please help. I basically have not been taught anything from my mother about health insurance, dental insurance, nothing. I am learning as I go, and there's so much confusing stuff online, and the dentists I go to are confusing me by giving me conflicting information. I have Medi-Cal. I have been going to Western Dental, and long story short, I got my teeth cleaned, some fillings, and now they say I need my wisdom teeth removed as they have been causing me pain as well as a crown for a root canal. I am fine paying for the crown if I can get a payment plan. And at first they told me everything was covered, but now they're telling me that it's going to cost me $1,500 out of pocket to get my wisdom teeth removed, including the anesthesia. I don't know what to do. That coupled with payment for my crown is just a lot for a student like me because I'm also putting myself through school right now. I don't have a super high paying job. Please help. Is there something I could do to make this situation easier on me? Should I get a different insurance company? I tried calling mine. I cannot get a real rep on the phone to save my life. What should I do? I don't want to keep suffering this pain, but I also don't know how I'm going to pay for all this. Okay, you're in Oakland. That means you're in Alameda County and you have Medi-Cal. You need to reach out to go up, Highland Hospital has a dental clinic, and they definitely take Medi-Cal. And you can also call the University of the Pacific. There's one in Fremont and there's one in San Francisco. It's a dental college, and they do, the same kind of stuff there, and it's like half the price. And they do take Medi-Cal as well. So even if you do have to have some kind of co-payment, it'll be less than half the price of what you would be paying Western Dental. You'll have to get there though, so you have to factor that in. You also have to factor in that, unlike at a regular dentist, they're not going to do all the work at one time. They're going to have you come back. But in some instances, that's better because, you don't have to endure like excruciating pain. You just have a little bit of pain. So, but anyway, investigate those things. Also, call social services and explain the situation to them and ask for a referral. No, actually, you don't even have to do that. Call 211. 211 is the information number here in Alameda County. Explain to the people that answer the phone what you're looking for, and they'll give you reference information to some dental clinics and that kind of stuff around in the area that you can go to. So you should be able to get out from under this with little money, especially as a student, low income student. And, the fact that you have Medi-Cal will help mitigate a lot of the costs. So do that. Call 911, call the University Pacific Dental School, and then check up at Highland Hospital, okay, in their dental clinic. But we'll see what happens because, she doesn't say she's in the 18 to 21 age group, but, if she's at the higher end, middle, we don't know. But just between those things, I think you should be all right. Question number 4, female, 22 to 27. Luckily, she lives in Oakland, and I know what's in this area. Now, if she had said she was from Chicago or something, I'd be like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Female, 22 to 27 from, here we go, Chicago, Illinois. My husband has addiction problems. He was on a binge last month for 10 days. Wow. While he was gone, I would check our phone bill to see if it was being used. I wrote down a few of the numbers that came up more than once for future reference. He has been a little off lately, not sure what's going on. He constantly tells me that he loves me, but hasn't touched me in 2 months, which is what sends up my red flag. I've checked the phone bill again, and one of the numbers from when he was out binging shows up quite often as this morning. It's only texting, no actual calls. My gut tells me something is up, and he's either hooking up with someone while out or met someone. I want to ask him, but I don't really expect an honest answer. I checked his phone while he was in the shower and found the number with a name, but couldn't find the text. Am I overstepping, or do I ask him? I don't trust him at all right now, and he knows that. I also don't want to come off as the crazy one. Am I invading his privacy if he is the one with the addiction problems? I need advice. No, you don't need advice. You need your ass kicked. That's what you need. Okay, first of all, you need to go ahead immediately, do not pass go, to Codependents Anonymous or Al-Anon, which is where they have like the people who are the family of the addict, the people who are codependent. That's you. You are sitting up here worrying about who he's screwing when your husband has an addiction problem and disappears for 2 weeks at a time. You don't feel like maybe you're focusing on something stupid when you should be focused on the fact that you're married to an addict? Somebody who's going to take you down all the way underneath the ground and drag you around through the mud and do you like Bam Bam on the Flintstones and then, then stomp on you and then finally be through with you? Girlfriend, if you don't wake up and get yourself out of this situation, leave this dust bucket, addict, junkie fool alone. He's out doing who knows what with who. You're going to end up with some kind of major disease that's going to take you right up out of here. Especially he starts shooting up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Oh, okay. You have some major issues. First of all, I'm telling you, go find Al-Anon, go find Codependent, whatever they have in Chicago. Please start going to those meetings and get yourself together. This makes no sense. Nothing in here that you wrote makes a lick of sense for somebody to be doing is way to be spending their time. Girl, Bam Bam. I used to love that part. I used to wish I could do that to people. And I was a little kid. So this letter is a woman from Chicago. The other letter was from Oakland. This one's from Chicago. All right, question number 5. This is a male in the 28 to 31 age group from Washington, D.C. Sun sign Sagittarius. See, here's one of this is a recent. This just had to come in I just changed that. So that had to be within the last 3 days. Female, 28 to 31, also 28 to 31. Sun sign Leo. Oh, a Leo with a Sag. This would be interesting. That is like fireworks city, but they ain't shit. You don't want to marry them. Just eggplant them. No, the other young lady that with the dental issue was from Oakland. The addiction lady is from Chicago. Okay, I was seeing a girl, he puts quotes Robin, so he's gonna call her Robin, for about 5 weeks, starting 6 weeks ago. I'm 28, oops, and she is 33, if that matters, because really she is not the subject or the woman I want to get advice about. Oh, there's two ladies involved here. Oh, you're a little busy, sir. We were nothing more than FWB. She come over, we get busy, she stay over and then leave when I go to the gym before work in the morning. I know I was stupid, but we didn't use protection and she said she was on the pill. I know, I'm a dummy. Yes, you are. Especially you in Washington, D.C. Don't you have more street smarts than that? I went out with my boys one night and she blew my phone up asking where I was with multiple calls and texts. I saw this as a red flag and called the FWB off. I matched with a girl, let's call her Tasha, 29, on a dating app and started talking after that. And we went out on a date on the Friday after that. Okay, and I already lost your dates. And I fell absolutely head over heels. And we've seen each other pretty much every day and night since. She is the one who is a Leo. Ah, okay. Sag and a Leo, I'm telling you, yeah, that's fireworks. I will tell you guys about my sad story in a minute. Okay, we haven't slept together because we both want to take it slow as we feel there's a deeper connection and want to see where it could go on the serious tip. But a week later, Robin, now remember Robin's the FWB girl, sent me a text with a positive pregnancy test picture saying she will be keeping it. I've never felt how I felt about someone as I do Tasha. Not this quickly, anyway. I deleted the dating app and stopped talking to anyone after our second date because I knew she was worth focusing on. A Sag man trying to, ooh, this is good. Tasha must have some heat for real. I know I need to tell Tasha about this. I just don't know when. I've asked Robin to do another test on Tuesday to confirm. I'm seeing Tasha on Wednesday. I don't know if I should tell her then or wait until after Christmas. What are the chances Tasha is going to be okay with this considering it all happened before we even met? The short time we've known each other doesn't play in my favor. Help. Ooh, dude, this is a man, a hot mess. I'm going to say, oh, look who showed up. Mary Elizabeth, you a mess. She said, congratulations, you's a daddy. Well, maybe not, because see, one thing since they were just an FWB, we don't know what else was going on with girlfriend. And don't you think it's kind of convenient? Like, he called it off. Now, I'm gonna say this. In this situation, sir, even if I was a man and I was married, I'd still want a DNA test. I just don't really, too much should be going on these days. That's just the bottom line. So what you do is you don't do anything until you get a DNA test, and they can do that prenatal, in utero, to pull out some of the cells from the amnio, the amnio fluid, and do a DNA test like that. And that way you will know if you need to tell Tasha anything, because it might not be yours. In which case you can just keep on doing what you're doing with a clean conscience. But if it is, well, okay, then that's when you say, okay, I didn't tell you because I wanted to make sure, that it was actually something to tell you versus just somebody trying to game on me and, mad that I cut things off with her when I met you. And right before I met you, whatever. Yeah, that's right. You cut off before you met this girl. And, so I didn't want to like burden you with any drama that might not have even been drama. And then that's how you're going to cover yourself. And then you tell her and see what she has to say. Now, you got to consider if she doesn't have any children, she's 29, she might not want to deal with somebody who's a miscellaneous stray baby daddy. And let me tell you why I say that. If you you didn't say anything about this girl's, moral stance and values and stuff like that. But I'm going to say, like, a lot of young women will look at a man who was so silly that he didn't cover up. So irresponsible. He didn't cover up, and he's just going up in women bare and then want to be acting all surprised when a baby pops up. See, so she's going to be looking at you with the side eye like, what's wrong with you? As old as you are, you didn't handle your business. So see, it's going to put you in an awkward situation, not so much because of the baby, but because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, Mr. Wild and Free. You didn't handle your business like a man. And this goes for all these other young men out here. You dibbing and dabbing, talking about what she said she's on the birth control. Little clown. Cover your shit up. It's nobody's responsibility to keep you from making 18 years of child support but yours. I don't care if she says she's sterile, her uterus is in a test tube lab somewhere. You still cover your shit up. You don't go by what she says. You go by what you do, which is keep your stuff to yourself. I don't know. This is just terrible. But that would be my suggestion. Don't, insist on a DNA test and don't do anything until you get it. Don't say nothing. Keep your face straight. You playing poker. Okay. Now, I have to go into one of my side stories about the guy who I knew who was a dusty. He was a dusty. Yeah, I mean, he was cute and stuff, but we were talking, how people talk when you first meet. And he's like a computer tech. I mean, a smart guy and all that kind of stuff. But he made the fatal mistake of telling me about this girl that he used to date and how he used to do everything for her and this and that. And then how he wasn't going to do anything for any other woman. Okay, so he's talking to me, trying to get at me, right? But he's going to tell me that. I immediately moved him over to the friend zone. And that's where he stayed. Okay, so now we over about 3-4 years later. And he's standing in my kitchen one time. And then my kitchen was small at that place, a little condo and by the lake, and it was kind of small. And so anyway, he's standing by the sink, and I was at the stove, so my back was to him. So I turned to drain some water off of whatever I was doing, on the stove, and so I needed him to move. And so when I poured the water out, I put the pot down. He grabbed me and laid a kiss on me, just like out of the blue, all unplanned, unasked, unexpected, all them uns. Now, let me just tell you about this kiss. This is when I knew, all the rumors about Sagittariuses and Leos and, fireworks in certain rooms of your house were true. Okay. I saw Jesus. It was unbelievable. And I mean, it was just, yeah, my legs felt wobbly and it was just really, I was kind of shocked, to tell you the truth, because I didn't really look at him like that after that conversation that we had. And if I was a woman who was ruled by that part of my body, we would have been all on my mattress, like having all kinds of fun. But then, see, that would have got me in a position where I would have been sprung on a dusty. Deb don't do dusties. And I remember that, like, after it was, because I was like, oh, I couldn't see and shit. I was all dizzy. And so then I stepped back and I looked at him. Then I punched him in the chest. And I said, who told you could kiss me, right? I had to play it off, like, I couldn't be acting like, oh my God, that was the best kiss ever. I couldn't act, I couldn't let him know all that. So I was just being very, I was just being very, like I was mad and shit. You had to play it off, I'm telling you. And so then, you know, so he was, he apologized and everything. We went on and we, nothing like that ever happened again. But I just wanted to share that story with you because, see, dude, he said they haven't done any bad stuff, but if he kissed her and he had any kind of reaction like what I had, it's over. It's over. It's over. Oh, oh no. So anyway, let's move on. Yes, danger, danger. I'm telling you, because that would have been like all caught up with a dust bucket. He was so stupid. Later, I found out more about it. You be friends with somebody, you find out all kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this boy is stupid. So I left him alone. Anyway, question number 6. Let's move on. I've shared enough of my sad tales of Sagittarian woe. Female, 22 to 27, from Kenosha, Wisconsin. My long-term boyfriend is getting me into debt. And I feel trapped. We are 25 and 28 and have been together for 7 years. My boyfriend has not worked in 10 months. We just purchased a home together almost 2 years ago, and we jointly own it. We both used to have both have we used to both have well-paying jobs. I have always had good credit due to managing my student loans well, and I have 2 credit cards. He has no credit cards, which I never thought was an issue until recently. More on that later. His job was in sales, and last year we made the decision for him to leave sales to pursue a career in IT because sales was making him deeply unhappy. I supported him. The plan was for him to obtain some IT certifications and apply for jobs. And this was all just supposed to take a couple of months. But it didn't take a couple of months. It's now been almost a year. And while he is now actively applying for jobs, there were many, many months where he spent most days doing basically nothing. He stays up all night playing video games, sleeping super late, while I'm getting up early for work every single day, and just generally does whatever he wants and does not treat it like this is urgent. We are now $10,000 in credit card debt, or I should say I am in debt, because I'm the only one with credit cards and all that debt's in my name. We decided to share finances when we bought a house together, and now I'm deeply regretting it. I work super hard, make good money, but I see none of it because it all goes to paying our mortgage and managing our debt. I work every day. He barely does anything, doesn't even really help clean up around the house. I feel like I'm going crazy. When I try to push him, he yells at me, calls me a nag, and it generally always leads to a fight. So now I'm scared to bring it up, but the stress is keeping me up at night. I cannot afford vacation, new clothes, or treat myself in any way. I can barely afford to buy my family Christmas presents. He will still spend my money like it's his. For example, spending $200 on Twitch streamer merchandise last week. And if I push back on this, I also get yelled at. I feel trapped. I feel like there's nothing I can do. I am unsure of spending the rest of my life with a person who has no motivation to help take care of me and is okay with treating me like this. But now I have no money to leave. I have nothing saved. I couldn't afford a new place if I wanted to. I don't know what to do. I feel so used. P.S. I have pointed out how putting all this debt on me is tanking my credit score, and he says it doesn't matter. Wow. I'm sick of working so hard only to not see any of the money I make and feeling so taken advantage of. We were obviously in a good enough financial position to buy a home, and now we've gone from that to in so much debt and no savings. On top of that, I'm exhausted from working all day every day and have also been the only one to take care of the house. I have to walk on eggshells not to piss him off. What do I do here? Even if I leave him, I have nowhere to go and no money to afford moving out, getting our house ready to sell, etc. I know the obvious answer is to break up, but now I don't know how to do it without any money. I've just opened a savings account that I'm not going to tell him about, and I've been setting some aside for myself. He insists that once he starts working again, the debt will be no big deal and we will be back on track in no time. Another reason he has access to all the money is because he handles paying the mortgage and all the bills. I could do these things, of course, but I would have to ask him to teach me. Carol, you stupid. Okay, you wrote all of this stuff. You go to work and you have a good job. Obviously, you're not stupid, but you want to play stupid when it comes to this man. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to your job and first you're gonna open up a new account where his name is nowhere on it. You never should have done it because you're not married to him. You're gonna start depositing your paycheck in your account. The only one who's going to have access to that account is you. Okay? Your credit cards, you're going to close all of those accounts. You're going to close them. Okay? You close them now. And you'll be paying them off, but you will not be charging anything else to them. If he wants to get charged some shit, he's going to have to get his own credit card and charge to it. You are going to call your mortgage company and you're going to say, I'm not paying on this mortgage anymore. The house is going to go into default. How long do we have before we have to get out of here? In the meantime, all of your money will be going into your separate account. So when that happens, usually it's about 90 days, right? You guys who are in into real estate and stuff, it's about 90 days you have where it goes, where you don't make a payment, then it goes into default, and then the bank takes the house back. It's about 90 days, 120 days, something like that. That's how long you have to work and save up all your money. Okay. The bills that you have, if they're coming to the house, you can pick it up, look at it, and you know how to call them up or write a check from your account, which you're going to keep your checkbook at your job. You're not going to bring it home. And then you're going to write a check, and then you're going to pay it or you can set up auto pay into your account that you keep at work, and they will pay it, like utilities and stuff like that. You want to keep that because it's wintertime. You don't want to be in the house. There's 40 degrees, 30 degrees outside, and your ass is freezing inside the house. You don't want to do that. Okay. She will not have to pay alimony. He was working until the last 10 months. So she won't have to, she's not going to be on the handle for nothing like that. They're not married. And they're not, where are they? Long ass letter. Forgot. Kenosha, Wisconsin. I don't know what the things are there, but they, he was working all that time except for the last 10 months. And she helped him go to school with the plan, that this is what was going to happen. So she's got all those records to show that this was what it was. So she's not going to be paying him nothing. But that's what you need to do to get this fool about your life. In the future, don't ever buy a house with anybody that you're not married to, number one. Number two, do not let nobody manage your money. You manage your money. That's what I'm telling you. You destroy your credit cards, close accounts, and cut the cards up. Any ATM card that goes to that other account, you're going to cut that up. You're going to take the money out because you put the money in it, take it out, and you're going to put it in your separate account. And then whatever money that he needs, he better get out there and hustle, sell, ask for it, do whatever, pick up cans, bottles. I don't know what he's going to do. Work at McDonald's. I don't really care what he does, but he needs to feed himself and worry about paying his own stuff. Paying his own bills himself. Yeah, he set her up, and she don't even see it. Talking about he would have to show me. You don't nobody show you how to pay a bill. You got a job. You know how to pay a bill. You know how to write a check. That's all you have to do. Ooh-wee. This is just unbelievable. Question number 7, female, 35 to 41, from Bell, California. Thank you for all the work you do to keep us dusty free from no good ass men and other people in our lives. This situation involves my 2 younger sisters. We are all millennials and African American. My younger sister was invited to go to Vegas for 3 days with my sister who was born after me. My younger sister told her that she couldn't afford to go. She told her it's fine that she could come even if she couldn't afford it. She told her that she doesn't have extra money to go. After pressuring my younger sister to go because she's already planned the trip with her rich, white, gay male friends, there was no agreement for my younger sister to pay her back prior to the trip. After Thanksgiving, my sister who invited my younger sister sent her an invoice for $800 for the 3-day trip to Vegas. She told me that all they did was party in a previously booked room and at a couple of restaurants where the tab was $1,500 or more for the 6 of them. There were 2 unemployed dusties who had no money, and everyone shared what they ordered. After the first night, she stopped going to the high-end restaurants. The sister was born after me paid for all the meals. No one else was invoiced. While on the trip, my younger sister was disrespected and made fun of because of her disability, the way she walks due to an injury in an automobile accident caused by our sister. She went out of her way to disrespect her in front of her friends. Wow. My sister said she lied and said they agreed that she would pay her back when no such agreement existed. I told her this was a form of fraud and she owes her nothing. I told her by giving in, it lets her know she can create similar situations in the future at her expense. She thinks by paying the money she doesn't owe, it will keep the peace. I told her when someone invites you somewhere, they pay. It's a sad situation that she invited her just to embarrass her and floss to in front of her white male friends. What advice would you offer in this situation? Thanks. Okay, first of all, let's see. Were those any of these exchanges in a text about the trip, about coming? I'll pay. You don't have to worry about it. Ask your younger sister, does she have anything in written form from the other sister that says anything about this trip? No matter what it says, I got you, girl. You don't have to pay this and that, blah, blah, blah. If anything that she has in a text form, because I know people text these days more than they talk on the phone. So she should have something. Remind her of that, okay? That's going to be her first thing, okay? Once you get that, then you take screenshots of it, okay? Because she might lose it on her phone or something. Tell her to take screenshots and send it to you. So she's going to need that. Then what you're going to do is tell this older sister, the one who sent the invoice, that if she wants some money to file a small claims case, tell her to, call her bluff. Now, your younger sister's gonna be all anxious about it, but tell her that she, as long as she got this text and stuff, then she'll be fine. Now, you can't sue for emotional distress in small claims court, because $800, that's a small claim. So what she's gonna do is, she's going to respond to the thing, right? Because the sister has to serve her with the court date. So she's going to come to the court date with her evidence, show the printouts of the screenshots, and say, Your Honor, there was never an agreement for me to pay this back. She enticed me to go on this trip by telling me over and over that I didn't have to pay. She wanted me to go. I told her clearly that I can't afford it. And after the first day, I stopped going to the expensive restaurants anyway, because I just felt bad that she was spending that much money. But then for her to send me this invoice is just ridiculous. So then she's going to have her stuff. She's going to have whatever she's got. You talk, yeah, but see, in small claims court, all of that doesn't matter. Oh, that's your letter? Well, there's no name on here, so I don't know who sends them in. Oh. Well, you just go and just tell her this. So she's gonna just call, like I said, call it bluff. She may not want to, because as long as you have something, you have to have some kind of evidence, something that proves that she, voicemail message. I mean, something. She's got to have something from the sister about this trip, and whatever she has, then that's what you're gonna use to defend her case. And then after that, she's going to get, she can file for damages. And so, what she can file for, I don't know what they allow in small claims court these days. So I haven't had a case in small claims court in 30 years. But, whatever they allow, if they allow some kind of punitive damages, for malicious prosecution or malicious case, or fraud or something, whatever she can find, that, because they have well, you're a law student, you could look it up and see what kind of things she can put on there in small claims court. Because I'm out of practice. I'm out of the loop on that. And then, like, she can, countersue for those damages, and she might end up getting $800 out your sister, in which, since she broke that, I'd be very helpful for her. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know but this is only $800. That's why I say it's definitely under the limit for small claims. But what I'm saying is, to call the sister's bluff and tell her that's the only way that she gonna get any money. She gonna have to take it to court, and then when we get to court, let's see whose evidence shows up the best. That's how you got to play her. Call her bluff, and let's see what she do. As long as she feels like she can pressure your sister into giving it to her, well, shit, she's gonna get it from her. But you got to give your younger sister some courage, because she sounds like she's trying to fold. Don't let her do that. Question number 8, female, 22 to 27, from Memphis, Tennessee, and it says my sign is Gemini. Okay, to our astrology person, here's another one. I have a male coworker who has been a bit touchy-feely lately. For some context, he has a girlfriend, reportedly been together since high school for 8 years. And we work in the restaurant industry. Most of my coworkers are girls, and we are all around the same age, about 25. This is the situation. This guy is my manager. He has been touching my shoulders from behind, often in my arms. He hasn't acted like this before, and he doesn't do it to any of my other coworkers. He does it whenever my guard is down, and I don't like it. I don't care why he does it. I just want it to stop. The problem is that I'm afraid of being called out as sensitive or paranoid. Oh, these girls and they fucking fears just drive me crazy. I don't really like being touched by people in general, but in the past, I've always been called sensitive or something worse whenever I set my boundaries. So I really like some advice on how to prevent something like that to happen again. Hope you have a good suggestion on how to deal with touchy people, because I really don't know what to do. You got to open your damn mouth. That's what you got to do. See, you are worrying more about people calling you a name, sensitive or paranoid, than you are about your body being violated by some man who just wants to grab all over you. See, your thinking is off. You all on some stupid shit. You need to be thinking about this man is feeling all over me and I don't want him to. He is violating my boundaries. He's violating my sensibility. He's violating my personal space. Oh, but no, you're not focused on that. You focus on, oh, but I don't want to be thinking that I'm paranoid or I'm sensitive. Who gives a shit? You are supposed to say, look, next time he tries to touch you, turn around, you fling his arms off of you, or you do that, karate thing where they fly your arms up and say, stop fucking touching me. Okay? And you say that to him. I don't give a fuck if it is your manager. Stop fucking touching me. That's sexual harassment, pervert. Now you have to put the pervert. But you tell them that's sexual harassment. I don't want you touching me. This is your notice. Okay, now, what's that going to do? Especially if there's other people around. That's going to make everybody know that you told him that you don't want him touching you, right? And that you advise him that this is sexual harassment under the law of this country. So what's going to happen after that? Now, say he jumps back and he says, oh, you're just being too sensitive. Say, I don't give a fuck what you call it. I don't want your dirty mitts on my body. I didn't give you permission. You didn't ask. And I definitely didn't tell you it was okay. You're a manager. Act professional. Keep your hands off of your female employees. It's inappropriate. Go touch your girlfriend if you want to be touching on some woman's body. Not me. Now, is that clear? Do you think he would understand where you were coming from? Do you think he would, especially you say this in front of a whole bunch of people, do you think that he would have the gall to put his hands on you again? No, he wouldn't. This is some bullshit. I'm like, when I was only 19, 20 years old and that guy, said that to me about nice chest, and I punched him in the jaw, a stockbroker. Well, he was a trader, but it was in the stock room of the, the trading room where I was working at an investment banking firm, working there in the summertime. And only black one, walked in there, and this is what this white man chose to say to me. First time he saw my face, that's what he said to me. A young black woman. That's what that trifling motherfucker said to me. I punched the fuck out of him right there in the trading room and didn't give a fuck. Stepped back just like my brothers taught me. I went pow with all kind of shoulder strength and stuff. His head went I fucked him up. But it happened so fast, Keith. I didn't even think about it. It just happened. Like, how dare you think you're going to fix your funky little narrow slit-faced lips to say some shit like that to me? You done lost your mind. And when I was young, I'm way, way wilder and worse tempered than I have now. Magnify the mouth I have and the temper I have by about 50. Because I have mellowed with age. But at that point in my life, I was fighting everybody. I'm just fighting all up and down the street, just fighting, punching people, kicking people, stomping people. Yeah. That's what happens when you have 3 brothers and like 20 male cousins. You just learn how to fight. That's what they used to play fight. That's what, they don't know how to do things like play dolls and tea and stuff. They play fighting. And so that's what I did because I didn't have anybody else to play with except for them. So I can fight, but I'm like, oh, I punched the hell out that fool. He didn't know what happened. And then I had the nerve to get scared and think I was going to get fired. I was like, ooh, well, my first and last day here. But yeah, it worked out all right. I worked there every summer after that. Question number 8. Oh, wait, that's the one I already read. Question 9, female, 22 to 27, from Winnipeg, Canada, sun sign Aries. Male, 28 to 34, sun sign Scorpio. Wait a minute, Scorpio and Aries? I don't think that's a good match. I have been married for almost 6 months after dating for a year and a half. He has really changed since we said I do. Ever since we've been married, my husband has started frequently accusing me of cheating, but then says he's, quote, just kidding. Why does he do this? What should I say or do about it? You've been married 6 months and he started doing that, showing this kind of possessive controllingness. See, I know, Scorpio, the women and the men of signs are different. Every Scorpio man I have ever met in my life is suspicious, jealous, and possessive and controlling. I, as a Leo who likes to roam the jungle, right? I'm not going to do nothing, but I just want to be out and about. I want to be doing what I'm doing, which is generally nothing, but I don't want to do it where you are. Okay. They don't like that. They want to know where you are every second, and they, just like glob onto you. Every time I'm not even dating. I'm just like friends with them. I just felt suffocated. I can't do it. The female Scorpions, I can be friends with them. It's fine, but the men, no, can't do it. It's probably not right. That's what I was going to say. Ice cream. What I'm saying, usually when people start accusing you of cheating, they're the ones that are cheating. They're trying to blow, do the smoke screen thing so that they have you on the defensive, so that, you're overlooking what they're doing because they're so busy attacking you that you're not thinking about looking at what's going on over on their camp. That's usually what it is. The other thing, especially since this just started after you got married, that's kind of suspicious to me. But what you need to do is sit him down and say, look, okay, I don't know what this new behavior is that you coming up with, but I'm gonna tell you what it's going to do. It's going to make me file for a divorce because I am not going to be in a marriage where I'm being attacked like I'm doing something wrong all the time. So you got one more time. You do that shit to me one more time. And it's not funny. When you tell jokes, people are supposed to laugh. It's supposed to be funny. Ha ha ha. Falling out laughing and all giggling and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even smiling. So I'm just putting you on notice. You got one more time and then this marriage is over. And see, that is what I don't know. It's the kind of thing like, as you get older, you connect these kind of dots a lot quicker. When a man comes at you like this, it's gonna go nowhere but downhill because then they're gonna want to start. You have to prove that you're not cheating. So then they're gonna see your phone. They want to, monitor your calls. You tell you what you can and cannot wear. Tell you where you can and cannot go. You can't wear makeup. You can't look too cute. Some of them don't even want you to have a job. They want you to stay in the house all day. And if you try to go somewhere, they want to know, monitoring when you left and when you coming back, who you with, what did you do? It's become this right here is your red flag of drama to come. So you better put this man in check right now if you want to try to save your marriage. If not, then like I said, just put him on notice and say, you got one time, and then the next time he does it, you follow through and you file for an annulment or file for a divorce. Get out while you can. Get out while it's still safe. Get out before you buy property with them, before you have a bunch of kids. You do not let somebody start messing with your head and your self-esteem and your confidence like he's getting ready to do with this game that he's starting to play with you. Take heed my warning. I'm telling you, this happens thousands of different times to women who just think it's just, a one-off thing or it's no big deal. It's a huge deal when they're coming at you like that. I don't like that. I don't think dudes just even asking me who's on my phone. It's none of your business. You ain't paying my phone bill, bitch. Okay? That's how I come at them. You ain't paying no bills in my house. Cause you don't ask me shit. I pay all the bills up in this bitch. So anybody in my house, anybody on my phone, it's none of your goddamn business. Now, am I clear? And they be like, well, yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, I guess you is. Now, let me have to say this shit one more time. And you're going to see, you're going to be by yourself. He don't need no help. He's just a jerk. Unless you're talking about somebody else. But, this is just ridiculous. All right, let's move on. Question number 10, female, 22 to 27, London, England. First of all, you should know I am European and white, but I love your sass, and I have been listening to you for over a year now. So I'm writing so you can give me some savage words to say to my new husband. I'm 25 and he is 33. Ooh. We had just gotten back from our honeymoon where I gained about 4 pounds. I went from 145 to 119 a couple of years ago, but I've been maintaining that weight ever since. So I was upset, but I figured I'd had fun, so I got over it fairly quickly. I went back for a bite of our leftover chili after dinner. I made it from a Texas Competition Award winner recipe I found online, and it was so good. I've never tasted anything like that before. Oh, look at you, being all experimental. But Dad, my husband told me to stop eating with this awful tone of voice. I just got up and left the room. You should know that my husband has a history of criticizing me a lot for my weight when I was heavier, and I was already feeling bad about going overboard whilst we were away. I just love that. So it really stung. I told him it was rude, and he said I was just being overly sensitive. Am I? Or am I being gaslit? I feel like if I ever gained weight again, he'd go back to treating me like shit over it. What should I do or say? You should have cussed him out. I know, I've heard big women cuss with that cute little British accent, and it's just so cute. I just can't even get mad because it's just so cute. I had an English client, and she used to cuss at her husband, and I would just be rolling. And her husband would just, be sitting there looking all stricken. But I would hear her cussing at him, and I just thought it was the cutest thing. Keith, do you get cussed at with a British accent? As me to cuss at you with her little accent, do you laugh? Is it so cute? But that's what you need to do. Tell him that you're going to eat what you want to eat and you're going to do what you want to do. And anytime he doesn't like it, he can hit the door and leave. Because, he looked just as good going as he did coming. So you don't let him control you like that. And you don't let him make you feel bad about anything. If you only gained 4 pounds after a week of a honeymooning, my brother gained 11 pounds, 11, like almost 12 pounds on a cruise he went on for 1 week. That boy, every time they had some food out, he ate. He was talking about how many lobsters he had at dinner and all that kind of stuff with the butter and stuff on it. I'm like, clown, you probably ate 10,000 calories a day. But he didn't care. He gained all that weight. Then he got back and started doing his judo and karate and all that stuff and dropped it right back off. But it can get confusing. Yeah, but I bet you understand, nigga. She said with a British accent. UMF. Oh my God, I would be cracking up. I know Nita don't talk like that. I'm just making jokes. Don't get mad, Keith. Don't get mad. All right, question number 11. Female, 35 to 41 from Denver, Colorado. The male in this question is 28 to 34. Yeah, I understand why she married him either, Josie, to tell you the truth, because she said he was already giving her crap about her weight before she lost it. See, to me, that would be that was reason enough right there that I would not be with you, not alone date you, not let alone even marry you. None of the above. Okay, so let's go. Question number 11. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend of 15 months and I got into a verbal argument. During it, I said, I'm so mad I could hit you. And he said back, do it, hit me. And I paused and was like, what? No. And he said, do it. And I said, why would you want me to do that? And then he kept saying repeatedly and raising his voice at me, you'll feel better, do it, hit me. And I shrugged and said, okay, fine. And I punched him in the shoulder, which ended up breaking a bone in my wrist. I yelled, what are you made of? Wall? Ultimately, I took it as a sign from the universe that the relationship is literally as broken as my wrist. We're over. But just curious, who's wrong in this situation? I think it's his fault my wrist is broken, and he said you did it to yourself. I am 38 and my boyfriend is 34. We are white and we are both have graduate degrees and great jobs. Just as to spell any stereotypes about domestic violence, it happens everywhere. Okay, girlfriend, wait, this shit's funny. You didn't have any domestic violence. You punched somebody who's made a wall and broke your wrist. I don't know how you punched him that you broke your wrist. You're supposed to punch like this, like, and you use your shoulder to drive the punch, not this to drive the punch. So you did something happen, and or your bones are super fragile, in which case you need to see a doctor and start on some supplements to rebuild your bone strength, some vitamin D and calcium and stuff. That might be something you want to investigate. But this is not domestic violence. This was just something silly that happened, and you broke your wrist because of it. But I'm going to say this. He's egging you on to punch him, and then that's just kind of odd. I just never heard of anybody doing that. So I would be I would have a problem with that as well. I don't know. Why would you incite violence and ask somebody to hit you? That's so bizarre to me. And then you did it. That's even more bizarre to me. So, you got somebody trying to egg you on to beat the hell out of them, and then you do it to break your arm. I'm thinking both of you are crazy, like they say on Reddit. Who's the asshole here? Everyone's the asshole. So that's what I'm going to say. Both of y'all crazy. Question number 12, male, 28 to 34, Calgary, Canada, sun sign Taurus. Long story short, I met this girl about 7 years ago. Okay, Taurus men. 7 years ago through my brother, and her and I became very close and started dating. We were together for 5 years until our relationship became toxic and we parted ways. The thing that really hurt me is after 2 years that we've been separated, my brother tells me that he had an eggplanty relationship with her until the day she and I started dating. He waited all this time to tell me this, and I have no idea how to feel about it. Wow. So he just passed his used, ooh, ooh, and then she just went from brother to brother. Ooh. Mm-mm. My mind is in a million places. I'm not sure if I am hurt or if I don't really care anymore. I am married to the love of my life, and we have two beautiful children. It really shouldn't bother me this much, but it does. It bothers me because he told me after all these years. How do I forgive him? Because every time we talk, I have resentment toward him. Resentment about what? That you got used pussy instead of fresh, untainted pussy that your brother hadn't touched? Is that what you're mad about? I mean, that's gonna be the only thing that you're mad about, that he had it first and didn't tell you. Did you enjoy it? That's the only thing that matters. Did you like what you was getting? You must have. You stayed with it for 5 years. So I'm going to say this. He could just be lying, right? You do understand that, right? He could just be saying that just to mess with your head because you have no proof that it's true, but you believed him for some reason. Just like that's how stupid men are. Anything about some woman and some pussy, you automatically believe what a man says. I would say that he's probably lying. And even if he's not, who gives a shit? You think if you told your wife this, she wouldn't drop kick you to Mars? You better get your face straight and your mind right and stop tripping. This is stupid. You know? As what's your ego hurt for? You broke up with the woman and got a wife and two kids later, now. And he's like, all in pain about some bitch he ain't even fucking no more and ain't even with. See, this is the kind of shit that would make me, as his wife, divorce him. Because it's like you more worried about some clown than you are about what's going on here and now. This is just unbelievable. Let's move on because this is a stupid question. Question 13, female, 22 to 27 from Austin, Texas. A couple of months ago, my boyfriend, he's 23, I'm 24, and his friends mentioned wanting to go on a trip together, but specifically said they wanted it to be only the guys. Well, that was okay with me because I understand that they would want to spend time doing things together without their girlfriends. So I was hanging out with the other girlfriends, and we decided we want to go on our own trip as well. I'm not sure why, but this upset the boyfriends, and they think we're crazy for wanting to travel without them. I tried to explain to my boyfriend that's no different than what they wanted to do, but he was getting more upset with everything I said, so I couldn't even get it all out. I'm not going to break up with him over something as petty as this, but I would like some insight. It doesn't make sense to me. Oh, and you should know that during the discussion, I told him that he was being manipulative by making me feel bad for even considering going on a trip without him, and he denied it. Okay, this is what you do. This is what you do. You are 24 and he's 23. He's young and stupid. So what you say is this. I'm going to go on a trip, whether I go with these girls or my relatives or somewhere. I'm going on a trip without you. I'm going to make sure of it at this point because of your reaction. You're trying to be controlling and you're trying to be manipulative and you're trying to have a double standard for our relationship. And I'm not going to have that. Whatever you do, I'm going to do too. If it's okay for you to do, it's going to be okay for me. The only way that this not going to work is if you don't go on a trip with your dudes, then I won't go on a trip with the girls. Capiche? And see what he says. But other than that, you just plan your trip. Don't tell him any details. Don't worry about it. Don't give him any information about where you're going, who you're going with, nothing, because it's not his business. He ain't paying for it. So then when the time comes for you to go on to the trip, You say, oh, yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday. And then you get in your car and you drive off into the sunset, waving overhead like so. Okay. And then you do what you need to do. Yeah, girl trips are more fun. Dudes just want to do stupid stuff anyway. He can trust her on a trip. He don't want her to having fun without him. That's what it is. They just like to control what you do. It's just too much. But yeah, I mean, to me, I just would have laughed in his face. Were it me and my boyfriend said something like that, I just would have laughed in his face and said, okay. And then went on and did exactly what I want to do. I wouldn't even had all these words that you had for him on this conversation, and he was telling you all this stuff. We wouldn't even had all that exchange. I just would have done what I wanted to do, and then he could just deal with it. Or not, because it's like, just like I found you at the boyfriend store, there's dozens more. So, you can be easily replaced, clown. He's younger than you anyway. What are you doing with somebody younger in your early 20s? He's not mature enough for a 24-year-old woman. You need to date somebody about 27, 28, not somebody younger than you. That's your first mistake. Question number 14. This is a female in a 35 to 41 age group from New York. Hi, Deb. I love your videos. I'm a 41-year-old woman who is not particularly attractive. I've been bullied most of my life because of my looks. I hear many women complaining of being catcalled, but I can't really relate. I've had groups of people make fun of me in passing. I don't really get approached by men. Sometimes men go out of their way to not look at me if I catch their eye. I'm curvy, but not sloppy. I dress appropriately and I always smell good. I wear light makeup. My features are prominent and my voice is deep for a woman. It's hard to change how you're naturally made. I'm a dust repellent and refuse to help a man come up. So the ones that do approach me think I'm pressed. When they see they can't get over, they're out quick. I know I can't change people, but what can I do to attract romantic attention or at least accept it for what it is? Thank you. Well, I'm going to say this. This is a true story. One day I was watching TV and I saw like a documentary about a woman who expressed a lot of what you're expressing right here. And they showed it was a sister and she was, a little fluffy. I'm not gonna say she was big or anything like that. She's just a little fluffy. And she started corresponding with some guy in some place in Europe. I don't remember where, but he was European, some small town or something. So anyway, she flew over and met him. And they had done the Zoom calls and all stuff, so he was very well aware of what she looked like and stuff. And she was a real smart lady, good job, all this stuff. And she visited back and forth a couple times, and then she moved there. And then in the documentary I saw, they had gotten a house together and they were planning to get married. And she looked really happy, So she found someone who accepted her for who and what she was, and he thought she was beautiful. So I'm telling you all of that to say this. For every woman, there's some man who's not going to think she's that great looking. Believe it or not, there are men who think I'm ugly. I think they're blind, but I mean, what am I to say? There's probably people that's not attracted to, Holly Berry and all these other people. They think, oh, she's too little. She don't have no booty. There's always going to be something about a woman or a man that people just aren't attracted to. That's fine. You got to get in where you fit in. So try that approach. It seemed to work for her. And I'm telling you, I don't know she did kind of have a little bit of a husky voice. Yeah, she wasn't wearing like weaves and lashes. She definitely was not a glamorous sister, you know. Yeah, and she was kind of fluffy and she just wasn't fancy at all. But this guy, he was, nice looking white guy. He had a little reddish beard and he had like red hair and stuff. And he thought she was beautiful. So, I don't know what else to tell you because I'm going to say this, especially you looking at black men, they have a very strict standard for beauty that's really kind of bizarre. And not a whole bunch of women fit it. So just like you ran up on, even what, they didn't think that you were beautiful. They felt like you had some usefulness for them, that you was going to be a benefit to them in some kind of way. So I'm going to say you need to broaden your horizons, girlfriend. That's what I'm thinking. People, men of other races have different standards. and you have to expose yourself to them. Okay, so if you all into that, only nothing but a black man thing, you need to get over that and start going to where people, um, where people appreciate your beauty. You don't want to try New York, Shay. Them clowns out there is just nothing nice. I have a bunch of friends out there. They trying to get up out of there themselves. But I'm thinking, the best thing for American black women is a passport. Learn to speak a foreign language and get your passport working. As soon as you can get on a plane, you got a little money, you and a couple of your girls go somewhere. Mix and mingle. Even if you don't meet a man from those different locations, you broaden your horizons, you expand your mind, you get more familiar with you get a global view of cultures, languages, foods, living situations, hobbies and interests. You can participate in different kinds of sports and games and hear different music and go to different kinds of clubs and just broaden your life. It just makes you a much richer person to get out from where you're used to being. Expose yourself to different things. That's one thing I find that so many, my fellow black folks have very closed minds and very limited views of things. A lot of people, like when I was down in Texas, I met a lot of people who had never been outside of the city limits of Houston. I mean, hundreds of them. You never, not even to go to Galveston to the beach, not even go up to Austin or Dallas. Because Dallas had like some of the museums, things like there. I went to see King Tut exhibit in Dallas. I drove all the way from Houston to Dallas because it wasn't coming to Houston to go and see that. So I mean, it's like you have to expose yourself to different things, and you become a very much more exciting, more interesting person, and more likely to get the attention of people, into other things because you'll be in their environment, and then they'll see you. So that's my suggestion. Okay. She say hell to the no. Now everybody, you a native. Okay, see what I'm saying, Mary Elizabeth? I'm trying to tell you. I never seen no shit like that. And then when I try to eat, in San Francisco, going to going to Chinatown, you eating Sichuan and Cambodian food and Vietnamese food and Thai food and um, I can't think of the other kind that's really, really Hunan Chinese food. So I'm growing up eating all this kind of stuff, right? And I go to Houston, they have one kind of Chinese food and everything is in a brown gravy. I was never so disgusted in my life. I couldn't find a Sichuan or Hunan restaurant to save my life down there. Not at that time. I don't know what they got down there now. But and then I tell them people like, I want to go to a Chinese restaurant. They're like, you eat Chinese food? Why are you going to eat that? You don't know what's in that stuff. It could be dog. I heard that from so many people. I was like, oh God. So most of the friends I had in Houston were like, yeah, I love Korean food too. I make some. I make the best kimbap you've ever had in your life. I be rolling them little rolls. I know how to do some shit. I can cook food from every corner of the world. But but that's how I grew up in San Francisco with those kind of friends. So I learned how to make lumpia and pancit and all that kind of stuff from my friends' mothers. It's just I don't know. It's just it'll just make you a richer person and you'll meet somebody on your travel. So get your passport working and get out of here. All right. Let's move on. Question number 15. It's going to take me all day to do these questions. Male, 22 to 27 from Des Moines, Iowa. My girlfriend lost 3 guy friends after she started dating me as they wanted to date her. Oh, so they was friends in the cut. We just started dating 4 months ago, and in that span, 3 longtime male friends dipped out as they all wanted to get with her. All these guys have been her so-called friends since she was in college. We're talking 5+ years. My girlfriend is very sad about losing her friends. What can I say to console her? It has never happened to me, so I'm at a loss here to understand what she's feeling or thinking. Thank you in advance for the advice. What you do is tell her, get a reality check and pick your face up. They was never your friends. They was sitting around waiting for an opportunity like damn spiders on the web, waiting for a moment when they can swoop in, wrap you up, and then haul you off for a snack later. That's all they was doing. Now, when you having somebody, they finally know that all hope is gone, and they're never going to have a chance like they kept hoping, and that you really were just friends with them. In the back of their mind, they were kept hoping that they could change that, change your mind. And now since you have a man, they figured out what it's not. That it's never going to happen. So she'd remind her they weren't really friends. They were merely trying to manipulate the situation to stay close to you, to wait for that moment when you of weakness and vulnerability when they could tap that ass. That's all they was looking for. Yep. Chitlins are cleaned intestines of pork animals. Yes. In Mexican food, it's called menudo. Black folks call it chitlins. Same shit. Okay, question number 16, female, 22 to 27, from Nottingham, England. When I first started dating my partner, I'm 25 and he's 30, 3+ years ago, he told me that him and his dad were talking about me. And casually through the conversation, he used to describe me as, quote, cute ugly. And his dad agreed, cute ugly. I have brought up to him a couple of times how it really hurt my feelings. So all this happened over 3 years ago, but I still lay in bed thinking about it, probably more than I should. At this point, I'm not sure how to move on, and I've been having trouble sleeping. Can you really love someone you don't find beautiful? You are hella stupid. See, this is the immaturity. All you had to do is ask him, what the hell does that mean? See, you didn't do that. I can tell because you spending too much time thinking about it. He could have told you what it means instead of you trying to figure it out for 3 years by yourself. And you still haven't done it. So, when he asked you that, when he said that, why did you say, what the hell does that mean? What's cute ugly? How you be a combination thereof? What you trying to say? Then he would have told you some stuff. And then at that moment, you could have made a decision if you want to be with him or if you want to dump him. Right? But you didn't do that. Why did you not ask him for clarity and clarification? That is what good communication is about. You don't jump to conclusions. You don't assume anything. You ask questions. You get clear. You ask enough questions enough different ways until you get an answer that makes sense to you. You didn't do that. But I'm going to tell you this. He was stupid to tell you that because you just way too sensitive or something. I don't know. But I'm going to say now, just tell him that it's still bothering you. And what does that mean? You need to know what he meant by that. Okay? Then put your mind at ease so you can see there's nothing serious. It's stupid. Or you could just talk about him and say, yeah, because when I first met you, I talked about you. I thought you were a little dick, big dick. I didn't really understand. I couldn't decide which one you were. Same thing, right? A little big, cute, ugly. Yeah, they both are just silly. I mean, what man would say some shit like that to his girlfriend? But yeah, I would. Me, I'm gonna have to fire back. I'm not gonna just let you hang like that and just say some crazy shit like that to me. Because if it got me on a state of confusion, you get ready to be right there with me. Because I'm about to talk about you too. So we both gonna be sitting there with our faces looking crazy. Because I know me. The second he said that, that's what would have popped out of my mouth. Something to make him feel just as bad as he's trying to make me feel. Let's move on. Question number 17. Male, 28 to 34, from Richmond, Virginia. Female in the 22 to 27 age group. I hate my girlfriend's father for real, for real. She asked me tonight why I don't like her parents, and I dodged the question because I'm not sure how to answer it without hurting her feelings. When we first started dating, she invited me up for her family's annual camping trip. We had both of our dogs with us, and one of them tripped her dad while it was on the lead on an accident. Her dad went over and aggressively grabbed our dog, and my girlfriend told him to stop. The next thing I know, her dad is full on choking her. And I had to intervene to get that fool to stop. I would never have believed it was even possible for a man to put his hands on a woman like that, especially his own daughter. To this day, this event has been brushed under the rug and she's never been apologized to. As a result of this, I think trivial things have been bothering me when it comes to him, and I'm not sure how to have this conversation with her. I need advice. I'm going to say this. You better than me. Because when I saw that and saw that she wasn't too bothered about it and that nobody brought it up since, I would have deuced out from that wacko's ass family. Because the fact that he felt good, he was okay about doing that in full view of people, in the campground and on the trail and all this old stuff. That what do you think has happened to that girl at his hands behind closed doors? Did you ever think of that? And you said that something, some other things that he does is bothering you when it comes to him, and you don't know how to have a conversation with her. You need to sit her down and you say, look, that thing that happened when we first started dating and your dad choked the shit out of you. What was that? Why did you not react the way that a normal person would have? Why is he not apologizing for that? Why do you seem like this is okay? This is normal behavior. And see what she says. I know me. I know me. Like if I were you and I saw that, I would have got my dog and got my girlfriend and I would have left the camping trip that second. Then when we got back to the city, I would have said, what the fuck was that? Or even on the way back, and said, I don't want to be involved in any family where your father feels like it's okay to be doing that kind of stuff to you. Because see, if I'm with you, then I'm gonna feel the need to defend you. That means me and your daddy gonna be going to blows, or worse yet, having a shootout at the OK Corral. Because I'm not gonna have that. And then if I got with you and he did something like that to my daughter, I would kill that motherfucker. So then I'd be in prison, and it's just everything. As I look down the road of my life with you, I don't see nothing that looks good with that motherfucker in our life. So when I get back to the city, I'm gonna drop your ass off. You can keep this damn dog. No, I'm gonna take the dog since your dad likes to choke the dog out and choke you too. And we're done here, ma'am. We're done. That would have been me. Oh, I already know how they can escalate. I'm looking into the future, and I can see that it's gonna be some drama. Cause he's gonna be in love with the girl that's gonna be the mother of his kids, his wife or whatever, and the daddy's gonna still be doing the same stuff, right? Dude is gonna intervene, and then it's gonna be all bad. That's what I'm saying. It's the best thing to do is to deuce out before you even step foot on that road. But you didn't do that. But I'm telling you, you asking me for it, you need advice. That's my advice. Dump her. Get away from all of them. There's some real toxic dysfunction going on there, and you get with her, it's gonna involve you. You have kids with her, it's gonna involve your kids. This man is something wrong with him. Question number 18, female, 18 to 21, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. My question for you is, when are physical acts of frustration or anger, like throwing things and punching walls, an indication to end a relationship? You have to ask. I saw a question today asking what constitutes as scary behavior, and having a bad temper was definitely on there. Made me think about some things that have gone on in my relationship. Recently, my boyfriend of almost 1 year punched a wall and sloshed water over me by accident. He was trying to throw it at the wall because he was super frustrated at something unrelated to me. We're both 20. We're both young and love each other very much. Other than his temper, which has never been directed at or triggered by me, we are very happy together and he treats me well. The last time he threw something small, I got upset because it happened maybe 2 to 3 times before in the past couple of months. And I had already told him that it scared me. He told me that being scared was my reaction and that I didn't need to be, because he would never hurt me or anyone else. He then also said he doesn't really like that he has to take care of me when he's the one that was frustrated in the first place. I told him that I would take care of him if he was frustrated and didn't do anything physical. This is my first serious relationship, and I had some trouble communicating clearly, so I just asked him to please try and hard to control it and let it go. This time it was different since the water splashed on me. I waited a day or two and then had a long discussion with him about it. I told him if he didn't seek help and punched or threw something in front of me again, the relationship would be over. I didn't want to do an ultimatum, but it was a massive problem for me, and it seemed he didn't think it was a problem because he didn't seek help for it. But he also said it was very difficult to control when I asked him why he did it, even though this is the longest sentence in the world, even though he knew I would be scared, period. Oh my God, finally. He also apologized that I was scared, which I told him I was not, what he should have been apologizing for. I'm really not sure what to do, as all my friends are quite concerned, but I love this man a lot, and it seems like he finally understands the importance of this now that I've given him an ultimatum. Thank you. He's not going to change. The fact that he made an excuse for it, you said right there, that he doesn't really like that he has to take care of me when he's the one that was frustrated in the first place. He doesn't want to, he's not, but also said it was very difficult to control when I asked him why he did it, even though he knew I would be scared. So he's saying that it's difficult to control, and he's saying that he's frustrated, that when he's frustrated, he has to think about you instead of his own self and his frustration. So what I'm going to tell you is you might be young. This is your first serious relationship. This is an idiot. He's out of control, immature, and violent. Get rid of him. He's threw water on you. Now, this was a test. You say he was trying to throw on the wall. Believe that for a minute. He was throwing on you, and it was a test to see what you would do about it and how you would take it. And it's going to escalate from there, because next he's going to grab you. He's going to put his hands on you. He's going to throw something at you. Get away from him. Just tell him you thought about it and you decided that his behavior on the last few months is not the kind of relationship that you want to be bothered with. You know, he makes you too worried and afraid, and you don't want to be in a relationship with a man that you're afraid of. And then leave him. Okay? Now, watch, you're not going to listen. You're not going to listen, and then you're going to be writing, oh my God, in a few months, I should have listened to you. Now I'm in the hospital with a broken arm and a broken rib, and my face is black and blue. Because that's how y'all do. You don't want to listen. Question 19, male, 35 to 41, from Queens, New York. Deb, I caught my younger brother, he's 34, I'm 39, cheating on his wife. Do you think I should tell her or keep quiet about it? Ooh. I always, I'ma tell. That was me when I was little. I'ma tell. I had that sentence on repeat. I always knew my brother was a shit person, but I just found out he'd been cheating on his wife since before they were married. They've been together for 7 years, married for 3. Theirs is an intercultural marriage. We are Black Americans, and his wife is from Jamaica. What? Oh, she gonna put some roots on his ass when she find out. She was 24 when they met. She fought for custody of his kid with him. All the cars are in her name. She would literally do and has done everything for him. Here it is 5 days before Christmas, and I'm supposed to go see him and her, but now I don't know what to do. I adore my sister-in-law. She's amazing. I know you usually say stay out of people's marriages, but I just feel like I would be setting her up even more for even more hurt if I don't speak up now. She is family, just like my brother is, and I would trade her for him in a heartbeat. Ooh. Dad, the worst part is they're about to buy a house together. She wants to start having children to fill it up. I know this revelation can destroy his life and she will probably leave him, but I cannot stand the thought of her believing my brother is her king when in reality he is a dusty ass fool. I really don't know why he is like this when we were raised in the same household with the same parents, the same rules, and the same values. Any insight? Just like you said, he's just a dusty ass fool. I mean, you can't really control how somebody else, their morals and values. Because one thing, once he's outside the house, he's going to be friends with who he's friends with. And those people are going to have a lot of influence over him if your brother's a follower versus a leader type, which most young men are. So you're right. Normally I would say, don't put your nose in it. But this is different because of the fact that you view her like family. So what do you say? You put one family member over another one just because he's, your brother, when you know that he's the one in the wrong. He's not upholding your family values. So what you could do is, I wouldn't say don't tell her. What you're going to do is tell him that this is the approach you're going to take. It's kind of a middle of the road cop out, but it does do something. What you're going to do is set up something so you talk to your brother alone, sister-in-law's not there. And you're going to say, look, I know you cheating on your wife. I have proof. Now, this is what we're going to do. You're going to tell her. You're going to tell her. And you're going to tell her that you did it. And you're going to either stop or you're going to get a divorce. Which one do you want? Because one thing I'm not going to do is sit by and watch you fuck over her. And, get her all in debt and shit. Doing stuff for you. Thinking that you are king and she doing it out of love. And you just using her. Nigga, we wasn't raised like that, okay? You're going against everything our family stands for, everything our parents taught us. You're a disgrace to the family. So you're going to fix this. You're going to tell her and you're going to you're going to fix this. That's what you're going to do. If I'm going to give you a week, if I come back and you still haven't told her, I'm going to tell her now. So you just figure it out. Do what you know you're supposed to do. Act right. If you don't want to be married because you want to rip and run around like a single motherfucker, then get a divorce. But do the right thing. Treat her right. She hadn't done anything to deserve being treated like this. You're just a fucking roach, you know. Well, you never know, but I'm thinking he better do something. So that's what I'm gonna say to do. Don't run and tell her. You talk it out with him first and give him an opportunity to make it right. If he does not, in 1 week time or two, whatever you want to give him, that 1 month, whatever, that's up to you what the length of time is. Then you come back and then you have to talk and you tell her. Because one thing you don't want her to do is have to be, to buy it in the house, or worse yet, having a kid with this boy that he's dogging her out. Then, the kid's heart's broken, her heart's broken. You don't want to keep stuff like this before kids get involved. They're innocent. They don't need to be treated like that and to see that kind of stuff happen. That's just unnecessary pain and agony for a kid that they don't need to go through, because he could be acting right or he could just get a divorce. This is just, ugh. Yeah, he a roach. I mean, probably insulting poor roaches. Question number 20 of 25. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group out of Queens, New York. Well, a lot from New York today. I'm 25 and I live in my parents' house, which has several apartments, and I happen to have my own. And yes, I pay rent and utilities, but way less than I would if I was off on my own. Although what I'm going to talk about is even more reason I want to leave this city. My parents live in one apartment with my little sister, who's a senior in high school. My brother and his girlfriend live in an apartment above. They're both 31. I always hated having been close to my sister, but my brother and I bond over my parents having a severe preference for baby sis. She was always cool with me, but recently she's been snapping at me and my brother. It's like she sees competition in us. She participated in multiple sports and gets home late from school. I sympathize for her on that front, but when I ask her to go out with me or invite her with my friends, she starts saying things that I first brushed off, but now it comes off as rude. I work in the city from 9 to 6. When I get back, we're home usually the same time. Sometimes Fridays or something, I ask her to go out with me, but she says stuff like, I have a life, I'm busy, I'm tired, what do you do all day? My parents even heard my sister talk to my brother about how she has higher aspirations than him. I said that's not really nice, and my parents literally snapped at me and my brother. In a conversation with my mom, she said she sees that my sister and I compete with each other. My sister will say things about how I have no boyfriend, not many friends, and that I have no gift in very snide ways. My mother then says I'm a bully to her at times. I've been feeling burnt out from living here and in the city. I went, okay, blah, 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 blah. I can't help but think my sister's fully backed by my parents and their support, something which my brother and I get teamed up on. I never question moving because it's my comfort zone and my siblings are with me. I would really like a fresh perspective on this. Thank you. Okay, this is silly. It's the kind of thing like this. Why do you, if your parents snap at you about you saying something to your sister for saying nasty things, then just snap back at them. Say, look, I hate how, wait, she gonna you let her talk to me any old kind of way and say anything to me. But as soon as I check her ass, then the first thing you want to do is start coming at me? No. You're gonna have the same rules for every one of your kids, or you're not gonna have none at all. I'm not gonna stand for this. You try to have a favoritism and show her all kind of give her all kind of leeway and stuff to talk crazy to me. But when I check her and make her respect me, then you want to jump down my throat. We're not having that, mom and dad. So you check your daughter, okay? Because I really am not feeling her right now. She's a disrespectful little tart, and I don't like it. I don't have to take that from anybody. Just because we have the same DNA, that doesn't mean I have to be bothered with her and her shit. Now you up there asking her to go out with you and stuff, after she declined the second time, why did you keep asking her? That's your fault. You don't ask her to do shit with you. You act like you don't even have a sister. You have a brother, and that's it. Okay, that's the attitude that you need to have. You just too hungry and thirsty for her attention or something. I don't know what you're trying to do. I would not have any conversation with that little bitch. She talked to me, I would ignore her. I don't even hear her voice. I don't hear nothing. Okay? And then that way they can't say that you said anything mean to her because you're not talking to her ass. So, get your money right and then move. Because that's the thing, you want to have the convenience of living there and paying less rent and all this other convenience and stuff. But then you want to complain about the situation. You can't have it both ways. Either you stay there and you take it for your exchange for your cheap rent, or you move the fuck out and you move in with somebody else and you pay room rent. Those are your two choices. Question number 21, female, 28 to 34 from Thornton, Colorado. Deb, I feel extremely exhausted with my fiance. He has a list of demands from me, and if I trigger him in any way at all, he flies off the handle, uses verbally abusive language, and blocks me on WhatsApp. Wow. He downplays it by saying, though it is terrible, I am the abnormal one. If I'm not normal or crazy and listened the first time, he would not get angry. When he has simmered down, he calls me only to tell me of my faults, how horrible and cunning I am as a person. Pretty much that I have done nothing with my life. I am tired and just end up agreeing with him. I am always the one at fault. I need advice. You need to kick your own ass in Thornton, Colorado. You know what? You're taking all this abuse. You know why? Because he's your fiance. I see this all the time. You girls kill me with this shit. If you think that somebody wants you to marry you, you lose your fucking mind. You become every kind of, you just take all kind of abuse. You just become just a wimp. You just sit there. You don't say shit. It's like you so scared that he's gonna take that little raggedy ring back. You should be throwing it at him and telling him to shove it up his ass. That's what you should be doing. That's what I suggest. You ask me for advice. That's what you need to do. Say, I'm gonna send you a package. It's a surprise. He's gonna be all excited, and you're gonna send it. You're gonna send it like FedEx, UPS, Express Mail. It costs more, but they make you sign for it and all that stuff. That's what you want because you want proof that he got his ring back. And so you're gonna you send it like that, and he's gonna sign for it. He's gonna be thinking that it's something great, and it's gonna be his ring back. And you're gonna say, put a picture of your finger going like this, and then say, "Fuck you, fuck your demands, and fuck all your complaints. Stick all of three of these things up your ass. And stay away from me." That's what you do. Now, and then block him. He likes to block you on WhatsApp. Oh, block him on everything. Block him on your phone, on your email, on social media, on WhatsApp, on everything. Block him, block him, block him. If not, just change your number. That works too. Change your number. And then forget about being engaged to this abusive fool. Okay? You're just stuck on stupid trying to be with somebody just because you think they want to marry you. You shouldn't want to be married to engaged to somebody who talks to you like this and treats you like this. Something's wrong with you. Question number 22, male, 28 to 34 from Dayton, Ohio. I hate my girlfriend's animals. We want to move in with each other, but living with her animals sounds like a nightmare. We've been together for close to a year now, and we've been fantasizing over being done with the 40-minute drives to each other's homes and finally moving in one place. As far as she goes, I love everything about her. I've been in more relationships than I care to admit, and she's hands down the best one I've been in for more reasons than I can explain. The issue is her two cats and her dog, a 2-year-old husky. I'm not a huge animal person as it is. I grew up with cats and dogs. I don't mind them as long as they're well trained and don't chew up and knock over and destroy my things. So 2-year-old, he's kind of still a puppy. Literally every time she gets home from work from my place, wherever, she sends me Snapchats of something her animals chewed up, peed on, or just overall annihilated. Her furniture, her plants, her bedding, her knickknacks is always something. Her dog, who is the majority of the issue, is also one of the most annoying dogs I've ever met. He cries, whines, and barks nonstop. Always needs to have her smelly, slobbery face right up in yours. Always need. Okay, she's not spayed, so she's constantly humping everything in sight. And on her period, every few months will drip. Oh my God! All of my girlfriend's entire house for over a week. Anyways, my girlfriend is far too attached to these animals, and will not let them go. I couldn't even bring myself to ask her to do such a thing. It seemed like the only option are we don't live together for another 10 to 15 years when all the animals die, or just deal with the living hell that is living with these animals in exchange for having my amazing girlfriend with me at all times. Any ideas? Yes. But I'm not going to say it because we have too many animal lovers that would chew me up. But yes. If you can read between the lines, do that. Okay, yeah. This would be a hard pass on me. I understand where you're coming from. Though it's hard to find somebody you really get along with. But has she ever put the dog like in obedience training or something? Sound like she needs to be in the training as much as the dog does. But also if she's got a big old dog like a husky locked up in an apartment all day, of course the dog. I mean, that's like torture for the animal. It should be in a place where it has space to run around like a yard and stuff. She should not have that big old dog. They need a lot of exercise. Pinned up in an apartment. That's one approach you could take. Don't you think that's kind of cruel to have him? He needs. Thanks, Jennifer. Don't you think it's kind of cruel to have the dog pinned up like that? I mean, they need a lot of room, they need space and stuff. That's why he acts like that, okay? Or you could suggest that, like I said, obedience training and, doggy school where the owner gets trained right along with the dog. Um, but I don't know the animals, the cats are eating, chewing up stuff too. They usually need like a scratching post or something that they can scratch on, and that usually solves the problem for them. And also animal cats like to climb up really high, so you put those things where they can jump on the wall and be up high over the room. That usually helps them calm down too. So there's a couple of things that she can investigate, but I would definitely not move in with her. Don't move in. You can try these other things to see if this helps, but because animals going stir crazy. They don't have no. Their very nature is being denied while they're locked up in this apartment while she's at work all day. But I would not move in with her, dude. All your shit is gonna be toe up. That's just crazy. They call it kitty condos. Oh, okay. I don't know. I just saw one of my friends has it, and they have 12. Wait, no, they have like Victorians. What is that? 18, 20 feet. Well, anyway, them ceilings that go way up, and they're like kind of like stairs, like ledges he put on the wall, and so the cats jump up there, and then they jump. And then they'd be like way up in the corner in the room, sitting up there just looking down at it, and they like to stay up there for hours, just looking over everybody. They love it, and it keeps them, calm because they get to climb around and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But let me put this up here for people who want to get a question on What the Fuck Tuesday. This is how you do it. You just click down in the show description down below. You'll see a link that says "Get advice" for you to submit your question or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, you can submit your question down there. You can do it in written form, or if you're brave, you can record it like a little video, and I will play it and then answer your question right here on the air. So down below, that's where you can submit your question for your question you get answered on the air. Okay. So let's move on to the next question, number 23. This is a young lady in the 28 to 34 age group from Turkey, sun sign Capricorn, and her guy is 28 to 34 as well, sun sign Aquarius. Well, I know Aquarius and a Capricorn who was married, and that didn't work out too well. Dear Deb, my question is, do narcs ever change? This past month, I left my husband of 3 years and moved back to my country with our daughter. He has become increasingly emotionally and verbally abusive, irritable, lazy, bossy, and just complains nonstop about everything, including my mothering, without contributing anything except money. Whenever I disagree with him, he rages and says that I never listen. He stopped being romantic after we got married. He also shoved me once during a heated argument because he, quote, felt ignored, end quote. After the major fights, when I try to end things, he always cries and apologizes. He went to therapy once and never got physical with me again, but continued his verbal insults and yelling. Since moving back to my country, I have been researching and realized he is a covert narc. He started therapy on his own and cried and begged for me to give him a final chance. I'm on the fence and wonder if my leaving will cause him enough pain to change. My question to you and the squad is, do narcs ever change? Should I just move on whether he changes or not? Any advice would be appreciated. Absolutely. I'm going to say that you do want him to show some sign of change so that he can have a relationship with his child. So you don't worry about you. He tore his drawers with you. And it just sounds like you endured years of abusive behavior. And, so once you left and now you want to act like he's in therapy, what proof do you have that he's in therapy? Have you seen any therapy notes? Have you seen a bill from a psychiatrist? How do you know he's actually going? Otherwise, he's telling you in a whole different country. You don't know nothing. See where I'm going with this? Narcs will lie because it serves their purposes. It's like part of their coercive manipulation. That's what they do. So I wouldn't put too much on this because he just, especially if he just started therapy, let's see how long you stay with it. Let's see how it works for you. Let's see what changes you actually make. Let's give this about 9 months and then we'll talk again. That's what you tell them. Put them off. They don't change. They don't never change. They never change. But this is how they change. This is what they do though. They get better at hiding what they're doing. They get better at manipulating you so that you aren't really sure what's happening. They hone their skills. That's what they do. Because they say, oh, well, she noticed that. That didn't really work too well. Let me see what I can do to still get what I want out of her in a way that makes her happy to give it to me. What lie can I tell? How can I manipulate this situation to get what I want? That is what narcs do. They study you, and you feeding into this by going running back just because he said he's got in therapy and begging for another chance would be a foolish thing for you to do because you, like I said, have no proof of anything, no proof that he's changed anything about himself. Don't fall for the game. Don't let him play at your heartstrings. You tell him what I said. Well, that's good. You started. We'll have this conversation in 9 months, and I'll check in with you, and we'll see how you've changed. So we're not going to do anything until then, you know? And then we'll talk again and we'll discuss what's going on. But I would like you to change because I would like you to have a nice relationship with your daughter and to show her how a man should treat treat his wife and daughter. So let's focus on that goal. Don't worry about me. That's what you do. Okay. Question number 24, our next to last question of the night. Female, 22 to 27, from Charlotte, North Carolina. The male in this question is 28 to 34 age group. Deb, I'm so confused right now. My ex-boyfriend cheated on me. I was heartbroken over this. It's been a month since the breakup. After being with him for 5 years, I wanted to take a year off of dating because I'm torn up and I want to get myself together. My male friend, 40, told me that no guy will want me in the condition that I'm in. Wow. That no one wants a depressed girl. I said, I don't care. I'm not looking for a guy, and I am depressed. He said not many guys will be interested in me. I said, okay. I just left the need to vent and cry about this. I hated holding it in. I vented to him about how I didn't want to date because of the betrayal. He said, don't take cheating personally. He cheated because she was good looking. Wow. Is this guy trying to you call him a friend? Your male friend? Okay, she's 25 and this male friend is 40? Okay, let me finish reading. He cheated because she was good looking. I said he betrayed me. And he said if the roles were reversed and he cheated on her with you, it would be because you're just a piece of ass compared to her. Wow. I said, why with her is it just because she's good looking and the roles were reversed? I'm just a piece of butt. Now I feel he has said that she's better looking than me too. Should I cut out my friend over this? You have to ask. He's making me feel worse. Did he really call me ugly? Is what he said true? No, what he say? I'm not sure why he's trying. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I am sure. Why am I saying I'm not sure? Okay, in this situation, he sees that you're weak and emotionally vulnerable, right? By destroying you even more, he feels like it's going to create an opportunity for him to slide in there, tap that ass because you're just going to be so devastated and so torn up and feeling so worthless and useless and ugly that once he destroys you like this, then he can come behind that and say, oh yeah, but you're really beautiful, isn't that? And so he brought you all the way down, right? And then he's going to try to build you back up so that you would be grateful that he said those nice things to you and then you would sleep with him. That's his game. So I'm going to suggest that you do this. It was good that you left, and good, really, you once he said that first thing, that's when you were supposed to get up and leave and cuss him out. You were supposed to say, "Look, you trifling piece of shit, bitch. If I wanted somebody to make me feel worse, I would have just stayed with my ex. I need to come over here with your old funky ass because you only 25 and this man is 40. You can call him an old funky ass and say, at 40, you ought to know better, Gramps. Don't be talking to somebody like that. I'm out. Don't call me anymore. Lose my number. Eat shit, die." Stuff like that. That's what you should have said to him. And then remind him, like when you call him up to tell him not to call you anymore, because that's what you're going to do, or text him, whatever. You can also say, I know you thought that by trying to make me feel worse, that you would make me vulnerable and that you could get some free pussy. Let me just explain to you, I wouldn't sleep with you with somebody else's pussy. You are nothing that I would ever want in my bed. You're too old and your attitude is all kinds of fucked up. I don't want anything else to do with you. You called yourself a friend, but you're not. I hate you. No, that's even too good, too much emotion for you. You just a non-motherfucking factor in my life at this point. I'm going to block you. I want you to forget that you ever knew me. Bye-bye. I didn't say Pops. I said Gramps. Oh, Keith said Pop. Yeah, he is trying to. Old buzzard. These old fucking Billy Goat ass men, they drive me crazy. Always trying to come up on some young girl using some manipulative ass games. And I'm glad, I'm sorry that this happened to you, and I'm sorry you're having this broken heart. But what I am proud of you is that you had enough sense to write me and get the real about what's going on. Not wallow in your feelings and feel sad for yourself and be hurt and stuff, wondering and asking all, breaking yourself down and stuff like so many young girls do. You immediately sent a letter in. Candace could feel the urgency and she put it in the column. I'm glad everything worked out. And you, heed my words, cut this fool out of your life. And in the future, anybody who calls himself your friend, who comes at you trying to criticize you, negate you, berate you, compare you negatively to anyone or anything else, you immediately cut that person out of your life. Immediately. They don't get a second chance to try to hurt you again. They've already shown their true colors. That's not your friend. Okay? Just cut them loose. Okay, and our final letter of the day today, our final letter of our 25 column show is heavy cream. I don't want moist cinnamon buns. Those are like jammy. Girl, Bella, I'm just because I'm evil and I just don't give a damn. Is my thing about this. There's nobody in this world more important to me than me. There's some people that come close, but in the end, I have to look out for me because you know what? Nobody else is going to. And unfortunately, not enough young women have that attitude. They always worry more about some man. They always worry about more about what other people are going to think, what other people are going to say, names other people are going to call them. I don't give a fuck about that. You can call me any kind of name you want to. Guess what? The dollars in my bank account have stayed exactly the same. And that's all Deborah gives a shit about. Where's my money at? So while you over there calling me name, you running your mouth and stuff, I'm counting my dollars. I'm like, oh, look, none of them have changed. Actually, because I cussed you out, I got some more donations and I have even more money. So bring it. Come on. Bring it. Yeah, they want all kind of stuff. They want to call you names. They get mad because you don't agree with them. And I just be like, look, I don't give a shit what you think. I don't care what you say. Who told you could think anyway? That's just, you're confused. And these dudes be thinking they all of that and they so cute and all this stuff. I'm like, look, because your mother told you that, that does not mean it's true. Because even baby orangutans' mothers think that they're cute too. And you be looking at that saying, oh no. Baby possums' mothers, they think their babies are cute too. And you be looking like, I don't think so. So, all mothers think what they bred is cute. But everybody else looking at this like, this is no, this is a big just no, bruh. And speaking of which, how's my survey going? Did everybody respond? Hold on a second. Let me go over here and look at it because I can only see it on actual YouTube. I can't see it on StreamYard. And I have to go over here and take a look at it. Hold on, everybody, because I want to see what y'all have said. Let me see what this says. I have to pull up YouTube. Okay, 43% say that's a hard no, bruh. Oh, okay, that's the winner. Almost 50%. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll now. That was good. Thank you guys. That was funny. All right, hold on. Let me get back to where I was. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm back. I accidentally closed the window. I'm clicking around, closing stuff. I'm accidentally left myself out the off. Got kicked myself off my own show. Oh my God. All right, let's do our final question of the day so I can get some food or something because obviously I'm confused. I'm, I'm doing too much. All right, question number 25 of 25 for What the Fuck Tuesday, December 21st. Remember, we will be back here on Friday. We'll be back on Friday for our $8 advice question show. So you have a question, you want to get it answered in real time, you're going to make a donation through Snapchat. Through Cash App, I'm sorry, or in the super chat through YouTube for $8, and then you just type your question in the chat, and then I will answer. Give you an answer right here on the spot. Okay, it should be fun. We did this a couple of weeks ago, and it was fun. We had a good time. All right, so here we go. Let's do this last question. Female, 22 to 27, from Louisville, Kentucky. I turned 25 last week, but I feel super young and stupid because of the thoughts I've been struggling with lately. Let me just say it, Deb, I'm really uncomfortable with human bodily functions. Like when I go to the grocery store, I see everyone buying food, and I can't help but think about how weird it is that we all eat and we all poop. Oh, Jesus. Anytime I meet someone, I think about how they use the bathroom or have eggplant. Eggplant having is weird to me. Pooping is weird to me. Eating is super weird to me. You're weird to me. At this point, I don't like eating alone in public because my mind goes straight to how I'll have to release waste later in the day and that other people around me are aware of it. I know they don't give a shit literally, but I do. Anytime my coworkers and I have a Zoom call, I find myself thinking about it. Girl, you have some issues, as my grandmother would say. When I'm with close girlfriends, this isn't an issue, but recently I've been spending a lot more time alone. I've stopped dating. I live alone. I try to tell myself that these are normally bodily functions that every species participates in, but it doesn't really make it any better for me. My thoughts are becoming more and more intrusive. Am I the only one like this? Yes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I don't know. I don't want to imagine someone on the toilet or being intimate anytime I meet them. This is super embarrassing to even talk about, which is why I'm writing to you in an anonymous forum. Can you analyze this for me? Yeah, I know she's been smoking something, injecting something, dousing something, swallowing something, something. Okay, I'm going to say this, young lady. I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. And this is, since you are grossed out about bodily functions, I'll just tell you anyway. Okay, when I was a kid, I had an uncle that had to go to the hospital because he hadn't pooped in like a week or something. It turned out he had something. I've just read it. I just read it, Amanda. I don't know if it's real or not. No, she's not backed up. She said she just doesn't, she just thinks about it. I'm telling you about my uncle now though. Okay, so my uncle had not pooped for like a week or more. Okay, so he was in pain. I mean, he was having like pain. So he had something that was called impacted bowels. I mean, it is a thing. I mean, it's like a medical condition. And so like he's at our house, right? And so my two of my aunts and my mother was there and my daddy. So they all sitting around the table, right? And so, kids, I'm ear hustling, I'm down the hall in the next room, but listening around, they can't see me, but I could hear them from down the hall. And my father was on the floor. Everybody was laughing their ass off. The way my uncle told the story was really funny, but it was a serious, situation. He talked about how the doctor, he went in there and they trying to figure out they mashed on his tummy and all this stuff. And then the doctor, he don't demonstrate right. The doctor go bap with the rubber glove, bap, and then greased up his hand and then dug in my uncle's butt and pulled out the chunks of poop that was all in there, all dried up and impacted and stuff. And my uncle was talking about how much it hurt and stuff, but then, it all came out and then he felt so relieved after. I was like, this is a true story. I told y'all, I have so many weird stories like that happened in my life. This is a true story. My uncle had impacted bowels. He's no longer with us, but not because of impacted bowels, but that happened years and years ago. But yeah, so when I heard that story, I was probably about 8, when I heard that story. I have never been afraid of poop. What I have been afraid of is not pooping. Because if you don't poop and it stays up in there, you'll have to have the doctor doing the glove treatment, greasing up his hand and jugging it up your butt to pull the poop out manually. So see, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that smoke. No, bananas make you constipated. You don't want bananas. You want food that, fruit, vegetables, stuff that has a lot of water in it, and you want to drink a lot of water. You want food that's high in fiber, and then you want a lot of water so that it absorbs the water, and then your body will, poop it out. So you eat a lot of concentrated or processed foods, meats, burgers and, fried foods with no moisture content, stuff like that, cookies, dessert, all that stuff. None of that stuff has water content. They don't have any fiber in it. You eat a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, you eat some collard greens, your butt will be, yeah, apple juice, yeah, that kind of stuff. But you have people that they don't eat that kind of stuff. They don't never eat, and I mean, their fruit is orange juice. They don't eat like an orange. So their fiber, they have a salad like maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. Everything they eat is cooked, and everything they eat is boiled or fried, and everything that they eat is, the fiber is dead. If you eat right, you wouldn't need Metamucil. You got to eat food with fiber in it, fruits and vegetables. Whole grains like oatmeal. Brown rice is good, barley, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll never forget that as long as I live because I had never heard of no shit like, well, at 8, who had? But young lady, I know you having all fixated on this stuff, but I'm telling you, look up impacted bowels on Google and see what you find, and I bet you will help mitigate your concerns about people pooping because you want people to poop, okay? You want that outside of you because otherwise you end up with like cancer of the you know yeah, colon cancer. You don't want that. You want that stuff out. So, it's a very serious thing. This is very, very important. So, people need to eat. That's why they say an apple a day keep the doctor away, because that's good fiber, good vitamin C. And, people need to eat some more fruits and vegetables. Jello with Metamucil in it? Oh, shit. That's not good. I only like cranberry juice if it got vodka in it. I don't. Yeah, no, I'm like, this is my Mr. Miyagi scarf. The thing that's so messed up, Jeanette, is all the stories I be telling you guys are stories that really happened. My life is like a sitcom. It's just unbelievable. It's just crazy. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys tonight. We will be back on Christmas Eve. I will be broadcasting from my cousin's house. I don't know which cousin. I'm taking my little light with me, so I have a little bit of light besides what they have in the house. I don't know what the environment's going to be like. I don't know anything, but I'm going to do what I can do. So I will see you guys then. Let me think. Let me look and see what we got coming up. Okay, I already talked about Friday. Yeah. Oh, and I'm still working on February. I'm looking for somebody who has some experience in domestic violence arena, either someone who works as an advocate, a cop, that or an attorney that prosecuted those kinds of cases. The person could be retired. Those are the kind, you guys put some feelers out and think about, who you might know that would be willing to come on and talk about that issue because we're looking at the vast numbers of Black women that are, being murdered in their relationships, with boyfriends, husbands, ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends. And, there has to be, I want to hear from the people on the other side. And, we talked about the victim side. I want to hear about the advocates from what they're doing legally, what's the legislation like. And I want to hear from people in law enforcement what they see firsthand, what they see and hear, and what their perspective is on this. That's where I want to go. And then I have a lady who, actually experienced it too. I already booked her. So she wrote a book and everything. So she's going to be our guest. This is all during February. So you guys, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So February starts on February 1st. I'll be doing the interviews starting the week of January 15th, some pre-recorded interviews. But I got a great lineup for you guys. And the theme this year is winning at life. We're going to make everybody here a winner in life. That's for February 2022. So you guys go ahead and have a good evening. I'll see you all on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. Bye-bye.